For one shining moment, we were all one. For we all shared in the outrage after seeing the slow and suffocating murder of George Floyd at the knee of a callous and uncaring Minneapolis police officer. All Americans joined together in horror that should have served as an opening to enlightenment to the injustice that Black Americans for years have been trying to get us to understand. In the early peaceful protest, we saw the glimmer of a breakthrough when the Camden chief of police led a peaceful march of protest through the streets of the crime-ridden New Jersey city. When police in Portland, Oregon took a knee in support of those protesting racial injustice. And the police chief who cried when talking to a crowd in Houston, Texas about George Floyd's death.
So I'm here to tell you, we will march as a department with everybody in this community. I will march until I can't stand no more. But I will not, like Truth said, I will not allow anyone to tear down this city.
Amen.
Because this is our city.
We don't have to do that.
Don't pay close attention. Because these little white guys with their skateboards are the ones that started all this.
And that very night, those white kids with skateboards were tearing down Houston and cities across America. Peaceful protests for justice were hijacked by outsiders with political and ideological agendas, desecrating the memory of George Floyd, corrupting a moment of American unity. A potential catalyst for change crumbled into chaos. And what is so disheartening is that our national media once again let us down. When coverage of the riots is filtered through the prism of political bias, truth is the first casualty. But the truth was out there if you just searched for it. Citizens told the stories that the media would not. They took to social media to make sure the truth was told. In Minneapolis, outside a peaceful protest at the 3rd Police District, a lone man dressed in black with a gas mask and an umbrella so he couldn't be identified by helicopter breaks the windows of a local store and is confronted by a concerned citizen.
You wanna go? What's up? Somebody hold my blunt. Hey, somebody hold my blunt.
Also in Minneapolis, a local man confronts a group breaking windows and makes one of them pull down his mask and apologize.
Apologize for making black people look bad. Say it or I'll make you say it.
I'm not trying to make black people.
Say it, I'm sorry for making black people look bad.
I'm not trying to make black
You better say it. I swear to God, Lord have mercy on my soul. Say it. Say you're sorry for making black people look bad. Say it.
I'm sorry for making black people look bad.
Okay, cool.
In Oakland, California.
Right there, smashing on the walls. It's a crew of white boys. It's a crew of them. Look at them. Looting. And they gonna say it's the black people that's looting. It be the white people.
Notice a trend? The riots were started by a loosely organized but well-funded group of disenfranchised rich white kids who had to look up the word anarchy before they believed in it as a cause. But still, many in the media deny that Antifa or some other radical group is behind the chaos. In cities across America, pallets of bricks are delivered and masked protesters somehow know exactly where to find them. Those who instigated these destructive riots were not doing it for George Floyd or for the black community. In fact, they will now leave after destroying black neighborhoods.
And I am tired of it! I don't care how you decide to organize and protest. But you don't riot. You don't burn in my damn neighborhood. I am a resident here. And you will realize this resident doesn't look like any of you. Because she is black.
That's the story that many in the national media willfully missed. That the anger of the black community was co-opted in the name of anarchy and had nothing to do with justice for black Americans or for George Floyd. In fact, the memory of George Floyd was dishonored by the violence. Violence that was allowed to happen because of governors and mayors frozen with the fear of being accused of racial insensitivity, ignorant to the fact that allowing black neighborhoods to be destroyed by the violence was racially insensitive.
This is not the same group of people that are out here doing positive protesting. If it was the same group, they would be out here cleaning up with us right now.
There is a lot to be cleaned up. This rioting in the name of anarchy has to be stopped by any and all means necessary. Those who incited these riots must be prosecuted both locally and federally, and then we need to put this ugly chapter in American history behind us. But we must not lose the lesson of George Floyd, that police departments have to do a better job, should be forced to do a better job of policing themselves. That will honor his memory, not this. I'm Larry Mendte. We'll talk again soon.